Here at the Adobe Ring Ranch, we just don't have one well. We've got two wells, but we also practice water collection. Stay tuned. So Clint's going to give us a little update on why we have these tanks and how they operate.
These are two 1,700-gallon rainfall collection tanks that we got when we weren't permanent residents here, so we could run the irrigation system when we weren't visiting, because we didn't obviously want to leave the well connected when we weren't home, because that could lead to a catastrophic problem. So when it rains, these fill up, and there's a pipe that connects these two, so they fill up from this one spout at the same time. And if they should overflow, the water comes out here. If they should get too full, there's a main line that runs all the way down under the ground to the two lower tanks, which are slightly different. The smaller one is 1,600 gallons, or maybe 1,650. Yeah, probably 1,650. This one is 1,750 gallons. These are separate. You can see from the spouts that they fill up separately, individually, not together, as do the upper tanks. And these are all connected to the irrigation system through this pipe right here. And the water feeds in mouse alert, rodent, rat. The water comes in through here into these pipes, and by opening a valve, upper tanks are the double upper tanks, lower is the smaller black one, new is the bigger black one, because that was the newest tank when we got the original 4. This is the pump that draws water from the tanks and runs it into the irrigation system.
Okay, the irrigation system we will cover in more detail in a later video, but basically this is actually Clint is the brain of the operation. This is the assistant to the brain of the operation. So with the water tanks, the irrigation system, we have options of using the water tanks or the actual well.
Right, so here's the well pipe comes up and in through here, and I can open this valve and run the well off the irrigation system.
Okay, so we have the option of using the water catchment tanks or turning off the tanks and using the actual well water.
Right. Right now we're using well water because we're low on water in the tanks because we haven't had that much rain.
Right, and we're here to monitor the well water in case there's a problem somewhere. Okay, so not only do we have the 4 tanks here that collect water off our main roof. By the way, do you remember the square footage on the roof?
I believe the roof is 2,400 square feet.
Okay, and it is all metal.
It's a hip roof, which means it has 4 equal parts.
And it wraps completely around the house, so we have a good amount of water collection going on.
Yes, water collection, yes.
Okay, so that's just the main roof of the house. And then if we zero in on the shed over here, Clint had another tank brought in,
which is a 2,500-gallon tank,
which collects water off of our garden shed. If he needed to transfer water, he can put a sub pump within this tank and run a hose out of it and fill up the other tanks that are connected to the irrigation system.
That is correct. I
Okay.
have done that many a time.
He also has this tan tank set up for a drip system within the chicken pen, where he has his little specialty plants planted in the chicken pen. And I think I covered all that in a chicken pen video earlier, so go check that one out. And we have yet another tank
On the brand new carport, well, 2 years old now, but relatively new.
So when Clint had the carport done, he purchased another water tank,
Also 2,500 gallons.
and that strictly collects water off of the carport. Let me swing around this side. And you can see it's got the same system where we have the PVC pipe here connected to the gutter, and it flows into the tank and fills up the tank. That one fills up fairly quickly.
Well, because we have, our carport is 10 by 20, I believe. So that's basically a 2,000 square foot roof. Our sheds are much smaller, so we have a greater volume of water coming off this. And yes, it fills up on a 2,000 square foot roof. Yes, in a heavy rain, this tank is actually pretty close to full right now.
And there is a slight pitch to this roof which goes towards the back, and that's where the gutter is located, and that PVC pipe that swings around and fills up that tank. On top of those, we also have 2 more tanks off of our little workout room over here. So as you can see, we are collecting as much water as we possibly can, and like I said, Clint can transfer water.
Right, you can see how there's a pipe connecting both sides of the gutter to the main drainage pipe that goes into, I believe this is a 700-gallon tank. This is a gift from our friend Alita, who no longer wanted this tank. Oh, this is a 1,400-gallon tank, my bad. So it's twice the volume I thought.
So before we go any further, you've got 2 gutters, front and back, and the front one is connected to a PVC pipe that goes towards the back, and then the back gutter has a connecting PVC pipe, and they both come in at the joint there, and it fills up this one tank.
Which is actually, my mistake again. The top line here where the overflow is 1,550, so the water wouldn't get that high. It's probably more like 15 or 1,450 before it overflows into this 500-gallon black tank, which was 550-gallon black tank, which was originally a backup tank for the original well when we bought the house. They had it up on the back of the hill. They kept it full of water, so if they lost power, they could have water via gravity flow.
And that would lead into the house.
Yes.
We don't rough things like that, so we had our system.
Right, and we have a generator, so we don't need a backup, because when we lose power, our main well operates off the generator, so we have water when we don't have power when our generator is running.
What we had done was we took that this black tank off of the top of the hill, and we got it down here. So now we have an overflow pipe.
And I believe this is currently full of water.
It flows in through the top of this tank.
Well, that's full.
And this little
guy is full of 500 gallons of water.
So, yeah, and we haven't touched or tapped into this yet, so if we ever needed it, we've got it. There's also like a
spigot.
A spigot if we needed to open up the water for some reason, but usually it's just a transfer with Clint and a sub pump and a couple of garden hoses.
Moving water from tank to tank.
Yeah. So those are located, like I said, off our workout room. That's our propane tank, and the water tanks are located behind that. So that's pretty much a wrap on the water tanks for right now, and we'll get more into detail on the irrigation system at a later date. Hope everyone has a great day and a great week, and we'll catch you next time.